Happy Monday, everybody. It is the 18th of July, 2022. Back on it, the Paul Rodriguez Show live coming from Studio 44. In the mix, producer James running the boards. We appreciate him in the house. And in that man, in the DF Dub Burbs. I really wish I could tell people where you are because they might want to, I don't know, might want to have a rendezvous with old West Washington. Sir, how you living?
Good, man. Doing good. Long weekend.
Oh, is it? Is it been a long weekend?
Yeah, that a long weekend.
Man,
pretty busy.
So why? What caused it to be so long? Just traveling?
No, just I had stuff to do most of the time. So ripping and running.
Just fully busy, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Producer James, what about you, man? How you doing?
I'm good.
I don't know, man. Y'all kind of dry tonight. What's going on?
Yeah.
It was a show Thursday.
I mean, coming off the weekend, I'm always like, it's like this thing just like, it like reboots and it gets out of its groove that it wasn't last week. So beginning of the week, I just got to keep an eye on things.
So like
make
when
sure
you shut down the
running
computer
smooth.
and then you kind of raise it back up, is that how
I
the vibe
guess.
is?
I don't know. Things get out of whack. They're computers. They got minds of their own, I feel like.
Let's lead off with the Dallas Cowboys. Big news coming out of the weekend. Tony Romo has a couple of new thoughts on how potentially there may be an old new philosophy, courtesy of CBS Radio. Tony Romo over the weekend, after winning a golf tournament, rallying to win a golf tournament. I'm pretty not sure the name of it, but who really cares because, it's amateur golf. But anyways, Romo was quoted saying, "You're seeing just a little bit of change start to happen. So I think you'll see a shift in philosophy a little bit. The identity might change and get back toward what it was in 2016-ish, 17, and 18, which would have been the beginning of the end for his career and the beginning of the Prescott-Elliott era." Wes, I want to get your thoughts on this. Do you think this is new? They were the number one offense last year in garbage time. A lot of the time were the yards and the points that they were garnering from last season. But when they were running the ball, the majority of the time, they had a success rate that was more prevalent to them, being more successful, for lack of a better words. But when they did not run the ball, that is when the losses came. And it's apparent that the teams who can stop the run were able to beat the Dallas Cowboys, and the teams that could not stop them, Dallas ended up winning the game. But is this going to be a revitalization of Ezekiel Elliott's career, or is this going to be more of a running back committee, which I think it will be, utilizing the entire backfield, maybe even getting to the third running back on the depth chart? So to spell, there you have Elliott as well as Pollard coming out of the backfield. Do you think this is accurate? Do you think what is this in your eyes for you, Wes? What do you think? Getting the Dallas Cowboys in the mix to get you a little energized. I need something from you.
It means nothing to me. I mean,
Tony Romo's mean nothing?
Every season it's about, oh, hey, we got this coming back, we got this coming, we got this looking forward to, and then at the end of the season, I'm just heartbroken. So Tony Romo can say whatever he wants to say. I mean, what does he know about winning?
Didn't win much.
Golf tournament.
Didn't win much but a golf tournament.
Yeah. I mean, when it came down to him to step up, he couldn't even handle the snap. So, that was – I can't really take anything from Romo.
Do you think that haunts him at night? Like, especially like if he's –
It haunts me.
Well, I guess it may be haunting him. Why does it haunt you? That was a pretty good Seahawks team, but that was the beginning of his career. You ask yourself, why was he holding the snap? I don't really know. He was the backup quarterback who became the eventual starter, but somebody else should have been holding that snap with extra points or field goal attempts.
Oh man, somebody should have, could have, would have. It don't matter if somebody should have been doing it. He was doing it. He missed it. It was something that you worked on in practice all the time. So I don't understand why he didn't understand it.
What I thought was hilarious about that scene was that he thought he could outrun the defenders to the end zone. That's what I thought was hilarious. I was like, you're trying to outrun professional defenders to a corner of the end zone and you're on a knee. That doesn't really make any lot of sense.
I think he thought he had it too.
Oh, he believed.
Yeah.
He definitely can't run through anybody, so his only chance was to try to outrun him.
Well, he was almost there, and then homie just grabbed him by the legs and just went like whoop.
It's like last year when Daniel Jones thought he could beat the defenders for the Dallas Cowboys at the edge, and literally it ended his season. It's like, I don't know what these quarterbacks. Look, Daniel Jones is fast, but he ain't fast enough than Turf Monster. That's all I got to say about that. But in the end, I think Tony Romo I think he's shedding a little bit of light on what the Cowboys may want to do. I just don't know if Kellen Moore has it in him to make this switch, this transition to being a run-heavy offense and let Dak go off of play action and throw it up to Washington, Gallup, or CD eventually when he's on the field to get all together. But I just don't buy it right now. And, hey, at the same time, this may be a make or break for Elliott, because if Elliott doesn't, I think, produce up to the money that he's being paid, there may be a trade in the works. If they're willing to let go of Amari, I think they'll definitely be willing to let go of Ezekiel for a crap pick and just to offload that contract. Do you want to see that? Do you want to see Zeke out of Dallas, Wes, if he ain't producing?
I want to see somebody produce on the field. I don't care who it is. I mean, I want to see the quarterback produce and not just throw in garbage time stats. I want to see Zeke run the ball. I mean, hey, I bought a Zeke jersey. I want to see the dude play good. But, I mean, I'm tired of watching this nonsense, getting my hopes up and just getting crushed at the end of the season. It's just getting old, man. It's getting old.
Such a different take from last week. We had more of a, how you say, energized Wes Washington, who was not living in the past, but now he's optimistic about the future. He wants the wins. He wants the value of being successful. Is it that you're tired of watching teams that have young players and old players, Tampa Bay, who are being successful and Dallas can't put it together?
Exactly. Why can't they do it? Why can't they figure this out? I mean, you've had so long to do it and you can't seem to get out of your own way, Jerry.
Yeah.
I mean, figure it out, dude. It's getting old, and it doesn't seem like they're good with being mediocre. They're good with acting like they're gonna do something and then, not doing anything, losing in the first round. It's like, oh, but we're relevant. No, not really.
Well, they're relevant. They're relevant in Forbes. That's about as much relevancy as they have. But other than that, a lot of what's going on for the Dallas Cowboys seems to be, we're going to be good enough to get to a playoff game, and then we're going to fizzle out right there. And I think that's a lot of the frustration a lot of folks are having with them. And there's a lot of teams. It could be worse, Wes. You could be a Detroit Lion fan. I mean, you could be a Jacksonville Jaguar fan.
That's not my level of fandom. I don't want to be them. I want to win.
Right, but that's the thing is, like, you could be that. If I'm saying you are, but you could be a fan where you don't win. I mean, were you a Mavs fan before they won a championship in Dallas with the Mavericks?
Yeah, way back in the day, Orlando Blackman, Derek Harper, Michael Finley, Jason Kidd the first time he was with them.
So you remember what it's like to not even sniff a winning season for an NFL or NBA franchise. I
mean, I'm a Rangers fan, so
What is that?
Sit and watch them lose every year, huh?
I'm so fascinated with, like, your allegiance to Dallas and the teams in Dallas outside of college football or college sports just to begin with.
It's just, I don't know. I don't know why I went that way.
It's just where you landed.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of Houston. I was kind of a fan of the Oilers, back in the day, Warren Moon, it kind of had to be.
Why?
I don't know, just as a black man here, black man can't play quarterback, and Warren Moon was one of the ones that could do it.
I think that's the biggest wash.
Yeah. And Warren Moon didn't do it the typical way they thought, with the being able to run the ball and all that kind of stuff. Warren Moon was a pocket quarterback, dude, and he could chunk the deep ball.
Yeah, he was just able to play that run and shoot offense that Houston played back then. And, if you're an Oilers fan, nobody wants to bring up the 1992 playoff loss to Buffalo because that's a tough one. That's a tough pill to swallow. My dad even still has problems hearing that conversation and much less watching the highlights. I mean,
It was supposed to be a all-Texas Super Bowl.
28-7. Was it 28-7 going into half? 35-7.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, Houston Oilers fans. Well, now they're Texans, now they're not Texans. They're Titans fans. But I mean, that's another bit near here nor there. What's going on, man? You all right?
Oh, I'm great, man. Chilling. You started me off with the Cowboys, and it's just depressing.
I started you off last Thursday with the Cowboys, and I had all the energy I needed out of you. And
I
now,
know it just kind of wears you out. It just wears at your soul, you know. It's just like it just keeps. It's a tough subject, you know.
It's
But,
what's funny is like I know the Cowboys are like a highly polarizing topic. It's like if you're a fan, everybody wants to see them win, and if you don't like them, everybody wants to see them lose. It's like I was watching The Pivot with Channing Crowder, Fred Taylor, and Ryan Clark, and they went to Stephen A. Smith's house, and Stephen A. Smith had a wall of screens, 6 by 6 or two rows of 3, so 6 screens, and then he was mouthing off about the Dallas Cowboys as he does every day on television. He goes, whenever I see the Cowboys about to lose, I take all the screens and I'll turn them into one, just so I can watch them lose. And I'm just like, well, it must be nice if you have that type of accoutrement. That's probably a bad word to use for it. But if you have that kind of ability to go ahead and watch the Cowboys lose on 6 screens, turning into one, you might not be a Dallas Cowboy fan. We'll just have to leave it like that.
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson.
People love to hate him.
Yeah, people do love to hate. Deshaun Watson claiming that he will sue the NFL in federal court if he's suspended for 12 months or more, or the season or more. Where are we at on this? My personal take on it, I think that a punishment's going to be handed down. I don't think it'll be a year. I think the NFLPA will definitely be a part of the appeal process. But for Deshaun, I think this is his first big mistake as far as saying something out loud before a punishment is handed down or made public. Now, is this anticipating the punishment being handed down, or does he already know the punishment's been handed down and he's making his statement because he knows what the outcome will be? That's just the speculation I'm kind of thinking about it. Wes, I want to get everybody's take on it, but Wes, with him making this statement public, do you think he knows that there's going to be a full league year suspension by this arbitrator and then approved by Goodell?
Oh yeah, I think they have to. They have to get it right, you know, because they blew it with Ray Rice. They blew it with the kicker for the Giants.
The kicker,
you know, and even though he didn't, it was no criminal
right?
Thing, but they know all this information. They're gonna hear it from all the women's and rights and all that kind of stuff, and especially what's going down right now with abortions. They gotta set an example, and I think they got to get it right. And so I think a year is the only way a year or more is the only way that people are gonna be happy.
I want to plug one more piece of information, Wes, just to kind of get your take on it. The Houston Texans settled with all the individuals, all the claimants who were potentially going to tie up litigation with the team as well. They settled with all of them. Does that make, to me, in my eyes, I think that makes Deshaun Watson appear guilty in the court of public opinion with that settlement by the teams. And I think the team wanted to do this. Number one, they're not hurting for the money. Number two, they want their name out of it because they want to move forward and move away from Deshaun as quickly as possible. In addition, I think this gives more of a opening for the NFL arbitrator to go ahead and give that full year suspension, knowing that a team has pled not guilty, but they say something happened that was inappropriate, and now they're saying, due to the settlement, they're saying we're going to go ahead and settle with all of y'all to have this over with and done with. But at the same time, I think it hurts the camp of Deshaun Watson and his legal team because it is a somewhat informal, unofficial admission of guilt due to the settlement. Is that how you're kind of seeing things, Wes? And I'm going to throw it to James.
Yeah, I definitely think that's why because the Houston Texans know exactly what went on. They basically helped. So as an organization, they have to, of course, take care of themselves.
Right.
And then, they were probably hiding it because they knew they were doing something wrong. So why else would they be setting this up, and why else would they be taking the blame if you know you did something wrong?
Yeah, I think unofficially, allegedly, they were conspiring to. I wouldn't say conspiring, probably allegedly willing participants in this type of misconduct, potential misconduct, alleged misconduct, due to the fact that no criminal charges have been pressed, but allegations definitely have been made in civil court. But now they have essentially bought themselves out of this negative light and can move on and do business as usual. I'm really concerned that this is going to be, it may be more time than we even know. Like, could it be a 3-year ban? Could it be a 4-year ban? And I think this is really going to change the way I think the NFL teams, the franchises do business, due to the fact that massive contract was levied to attract Deshaun away from Atlanta to Cleveland. And for the NFL and their franchises, there's going to need to be more policy and more types of personal conduct training so that they can avoid these types of instances moving forward. James, how do you see the information that was let out by Houston settling with the plaintiffs? And then additionally, how do you see this potential lawsuit with the NFL and Deshaun Watson levied by Deshaun to the NFL? Do you think that is do you think that that's an admission of him knowing what suspension is coming down the pike?
I mean, he's got to. It's almost like a threat. Like, hey, y'all give me 12 or more games, like, I'm going to take y'all to federal court. But, I mean...
It'd be 17. I said the wrong number.
Oh, okay. Oh, so, like, basically, like, more than a whole season?
Year. It'd be, more than a season.
Okay. I look at it as almost like a threat. Like, do it, see what happens. But, I mean, he's in no position to, like, dictate how long he's going to be suspended.
Right.
I feel like, he's... I don't know, man. I hate long, drawn out stuff, like I had said with the whole Rodgers things. I mean, it's like, come on, man. What's going on? What are they waiting for also? Are they still like gathering up like facts and all that stuff?
Well, I think here's some more information. Y'all know there's a lawsuit between John Gruden and the NFL going on right now. And John Gruden is winning. And so I think that's why Deshaun has made this formal threat, because that's what it looks like to me. If I know y'all's legal troubles right now, I think there's like two cases right now being heard in federal court where people are suing the NFL, and this would be a third. And I think what Deshaun Watson is telling the NFL, mainly Goodell and the arbitrator, is if y'all give me a year or more, I'm going to drag my name and your name through the mud for as long as it takes, because I have $230 million guaranteed, and I'll pay the damn legal fees. And that's the tough thing about it, is a whole new can of worms has been made. They tried to redo the system when Ray Rice had that horrible incident with him and his wife. And I think they tried to revamp a lot of things and incorporated women into the NFL in very prominent roles, even with the franchises. And additionally, I think this is where, some more information would have needed to been out so that the behavior could have been corrected. And I think that kind of lies on the team, especially if they were involved with some of these incidents, which they potentially could have been. And I'm concerned that there's going to be more incidents coming through, but I just have to say it like this: if you're going to suspend Calvin Ridley for betting on games a whole year, if Deshaun doesn't get a whole year, you're going to look even more foolish. And I think that I know betting on games is wrong. I know it's a big taboo subject, especially in Major League Baseball with Pete Rose. But a whole season is something very profound. And there have been other incidents in the NFL where players have killed people with their vehicles and not have received the same suspension of a year or more. Look at me being unprofessional with my phone being not on silent. My bad.
Who's that? Dante Stallworth?
I don't want to, Wes, I tell you, brother, I don't even want to bring up any names because I don't want to put any energy into it, but you're on the right track. And there's more than just one. There's quite a few.
Yeah. like I said, they dropped the ball with Ray Rice. They dropped. I can't remember the kicker that he like multiple times beat his wife, and
Josh
supposedly
Brown.
the Giants knew about it,
There you go.
and I don't think he got anything. So I mean, but also I don't think Deshaun Watson is the same boat as Gruden. I think Gruden actually has something to
Gruden has
have an argument
Gruden has
because you can't tell me you can go through John. Only John Gruden's the only person that said something bad in an email.
Well, I tell you what, gentlemen, I would like to do a special and just dive into that bag because it is deep and profound, and I think it's gonna have some big implications for the NFL. And I think it may even it may retire Goodell. He's on his last like few years of his contract anyway, and I think that may be him. That may be the way he goes out. I'm gonna go ahead and finish my contract and get out. And yeah, who do you want to be that commissioner? With your name on that lawsuit?
The NFL. I don't want to be the commissioner of the NFL.
Not now. Especially not now. Not the way things are going, James.
Oh no, it's just so much controversy going on from Colin Kaepernick. I know one of your favorites to
yeah, big fan.
Just the way they handled stuff from Ray Rice to all of the other guys that are
And there've been a plethora of incidents, domestic violence incidents that have occurred, and these players are nobodies, and so you don't hear about it. And I'm not going to say many names, but there was an offensive lineman in Seattle last year who beat the hell out of his girlfriend. Nobody talks about him. There's incidents where players are doing all kinds of things that are outlandish, but because they're not prominent players, we don't hear about them. And then the other side of the coin is, I'm not trying to jump on the players, but do we have enough like mental health resources for these players? I mean, I tell people sometimes, I go, listen to me. When you play the game, you're not you. When you're on that field, your personality is not you. You're a different human in your brain. It's primal. It's almost foggy. It's almost like it's a transformation mentally. It's a spiritual thing. But once you come off the sideline, you're back to that normal human again. You can think, you can process, because on the field you're just reacting. And you have to think about some of the times these guys, these men who are playing this game, we're asking them to be the most vicious, savage human available, to be on a field, to literally move around another human as big as they are and stop a person who is trying to put a piece of skin of a football into an end zone. And then you want them to go home and be peaceful, upstanding citizens and role models. And yes, they should be. But at the same time, like, do they have the resources and capability to help them if they have some types of troubles? I don't know. Do they have the financial resources? The superstars do. But the guys who are trying to make the cut probably don't. And so that's where I'm at with it, is like, we're talking about humans who are trying to create generational wealth for their families, or who come from a dirt road or come from a broken home, and they need to, sometimes they don't know how to turn it off. It's not an excuse. Oh, yeah. I'm just saying that it happens. And so I'd like to see the NFL do some more things for them. Wes, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, obviously, the stuff happens. These people hang out with the wrong people, came up the wrong way. You're also giving a lot of times, especially like NBA players, you're giving some young kids a lot of money. I believe what's happening with the young man that was with the Raiders. I think they had a couple of young men that I guess, the Raiders had to get rid of just because, they don't know how to act, because you're giving some very young, immature men, young men, a lot of money. And don't get me wrong, I know I'm acting like I'm judging, but I'm really not, because, man, I would have got, a tenth of that money. I would have done some stupid things. I didn't have any money. I did stupid things.
Wes, if you were 20 years old, 20 with James, if you were 20, 21 years old, and someone gave you a $10 million check in your bank account tomorrow, think about, and the people watching, think about when you were 20, 21 years old, 22, 25, unless you had children early, If you were that age and someone put $10 million in your bank account tomorrow and you came from nothing, I was born into a trailer. I was born into a trailer. If you don't know what money looks like and someone instantly gives it to you, how are you going to react? And it's like, we passed judgment. They're players, they're football players, they should know better. Okay. All right, that's fine. That's your take. Okay, fine. But damn it, let me just say it like this. If someone were to give you at 19, 20, 21 years old, 24 years old, $10 million, you're going to be upstanding role model citizen. Not everybody's Russell Wilson. I ain't going to use Tom because Tom ain't Tom. Anyways, get off my high horse, get off my soapbox. Someone gave me $20 million when I was 21 years old. That money been gone.
Yep.
We'll leave it right there.
Man.
7:58. Didn't mean to get all heavy on this. Let's roll into a break. But when we come back, we'll get a little bit more uplifting, upbeat shows, or upbeat into the show as we move forward. Excuse you, Wes. You all right there, buddy?
Baby got a little gas.
I'm sure all the listeners are excited about that. We need a sponsor for anti-gas medication to help out Wes here. I need some of that too, just to be honest. All right, guys, give us about 6 minutes. Change the mood, reload, come back. Maybe we get funky with it. Who knows? I appreciate y'all watching. Welcome everybody back to that show. Let's transition over to college football. The University of Texas and the University of Oklahoma will be joining the SEC in the 2025 season. With that being said, this week is SEC Media Days. Call the Hogs, Wes. Gig 'em Aggies are always on the move, but it is time. I want to get people's thoughts. When is Jimbo Fisher and when is Saban gonna lock up? When are they gonna cross paths? When is this beef gonna be all over network television? And I want to know: are they rolling with entourages? Are they rolling with the O-line, D-line, and they gonna square off? How is this gonna be set up? Because I'm here for all of it, and I want to know whoever's gonna slip first. I think it's going to be a show. It's like you got to ask yourself, these men eventually are going to be in the same room at the same time. And I just want to know if ESPN is going to stir the pot and put the Alabama coaching staff at one table. And right next to that table is going to be the Texas A&M college football coaching staff. Do you think they're that petty, or you think this is going to be something where they're going to keep them far apart so that there's no transgressions, so that everybody can go about their merry way? Because if it was me, and if I was having the layout, I'd make sure I might do this. I might put A&M and Auburn on one side. No, hell, screw that. I'm going to put A&M and Georgia on one side, and I'm going to put Alabama and Auburn on the other. And let's see how that little four-piece mixes up. I'm just saying it might be a McNugget square off right there. What do you think, Wes? You think somebody's going to be that petty at ESPN?
Nah, I think it's gonna kind of fizzle out. I think, especially with Saban. I think Saban's that type of dude. He's getting into the season. He's thinking about what's coming up.
Yeah, but what if
he said his piece why it's slow downtime or whatever. But now it's football season. You know, he's gonna be concentrated.
And just like that, we lost Wes. That is not his fault. That is our fault. We'll go ahead and do our best to get him back on. But I'm here for it, James. I'm here to see. I mean, I don't know if you know about this, but there was a time where Jimbo's son, one of his sons, went and caused havoc with another coaching staff. And I just want to know if that young Fisher has it in him to go ahead and get another coaching staff. I mean, was he going to go after Bill O'Brien, the former head coach of the Houston Texans, current offensive coordinator, and just give him, shoulder shrug? Does he go to shake his hand and just, give him the old, slide? It would be fun if there's going to be some drama, but I don't think.
Are they typically petty like that, or like as far as
no, not really. I'm over here just really hyping it up and trying to get it more than what it really is. We have Wes back.
We do.
Wes, how you doing, sir? Sorry we lost the connection. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
He's like, you jokers kicked me out.
You gotta try. Yeah, there you go. Fix that orientation.
Oh man, you're putting everybody on a. Let's get him back online. All right, there he is. The man's back. Wes, we'll go ahead and let you finish out your thoughts, sir. I'm sorry that we had that interruption. Technology failed us that time.
I'm just saying I don't think that Nick Saban's worried about Jimbo Fisher. I mean, wait, does he really? I mean, yeah, he beat him last year, but does he ever really win against Saban?
Well, he did win. He won in recruiting. That's how this started.
He won in recruiting, but I mean, this is probably all just a ploy for Saban to get his team fired up. To go out there and again win a national championship, because he lost this past year, so usually he comes back and wins it.
You think think this is a ploy to fire up his team? I don't. I think this is a ploy to fire up the donors and have millions upon more millions coming into Tuscaloosa.
That's part of the team.
Fair point. Fair point.
Yeah. So I mean, I just think that Saban's not worried about Jimbo Fisher because he just ain't on his level. If anything, he might be worried about the guy from Georgia because he has I feel like he has some momentum going now.
Well,
Georgia couldn't get over that hump for a while against Saban, and Now they did. So I think he's more worried about Georgia than he is about A&M.
Well, that's Kirby Smart is another Saban coach off of that same tree. So last year, two of his disciples beat him in the SEC, one in division game and one in the SEC championship game. I don't think that's what Saban. I think that may be why he's a little bit more miffed. Now, I was trying to put a little satire out there. I was trying to put a little comic relief, but no. I think you're spot on. I think Saban's already in the middle of a season mode, and he's ready to gear up to take his field and get him on the team. But you had something more to add to it.
No, I was just saying I can't see me.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let's see if we can get Wes to see his beautiful face.
Well, I can't see you either.
Okay.
But nah, like I said, man, I just don't think that. I think Saban said what he said, and he's kind of done with it until the next offseason.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't think it's something he's going to be worried about doing this. He knows he's going to hear the question, but I think he's going to be, typical Saban, kind of almost, give a very vague, boring answer. I don't think he's going to get fired up and get into it again.
Do you think if A&M wins, the recruiting season again next year, and Saban isn't even close? Like, let's say A&M is 2 or 3 and Saban's like 7. Highly unlikely. But if it comes down to that, do you think we see another Tissy? Do you think there'll be another outburst?
Oh yeah. Yeah, he'll say something again. Just to get it fired up, and then but he'll go back out and develop his players better. I mean, a lot of these teams are winning the recruiting war, but are they developing the players?
That's a good point, because you're seeing a lot of players from Alabama and Georgia going into the NFL. You're not seeing a lot of players from Texas or who go to universities in Texas going into the NFL. And so that's a very good point as far as the development of those players. And time will tell. We'll see how things are going to move forward with these draft classes in the next 3 to 4 years. If we don't see guys going into the first round, second round, third round, then they're really not getting the proper development. And that's been the harp on Texas for the past, ever since Mac Brown left. That was the knock. None of these guys are getting developed by these coaching staffs, from Strong, from Herman, now Sarkisian. Sarkisian's really got to turn it around.
I believe that Texas didn't get one player drafted this
Not one.
season?
Not a single one.
I mean,
that's bad. That's what happens when you lose to Kansas.
Can you see yourself now, Wes?
Yeah, I can see myself.
Okay, look, he's smiling now. That's why he can see himself.
I knew I shouldn't have said nothing, because I knew I was going to get smacked for it, but I just felt like if I couldn't see, maybe somebody else couldn't see, so I didn't know. So I was just checking.
I appreciate you looking out for the fans, Wes. I always knew you was a stand-up guy like that. You looking out for the people.
Yeah.
But I mean, the thing on Texas, though, I mean, I don't understand how that can happen. I mean, the closest thing they got drafted, what was the kicker? The kicker?
I think they've had some draft picks in the previous years, but last year there was not a one that was drafted from the University of Texas. So you want to know what Texas State University and the University of Texas had in common last year? Neither one of the schools had a person drafted. That's bad. And look, I'm a Bobcat. Look, don't get me. I'm a Bobcat. I don't care. I ride or die. Y'all can kiss it. But for Texas, the University of Texas now, the eyes are upon you. It's bad juju. It's going to leave it right there.
Like Tulsa had more picks.
Bro, look at you, man. Look at you. Stirring that pot.
Was that a correct stat?
I'm here for it.
That
let the people see you.
the other day, I'm working on it.
God
Give me some
dang,
time, man.
hurry up, man.
Shoot. The other day on Dark Side when we had Jason on.
Okay.
And they were talking about the top.
I love how you say names like people know who we're talking about. For the fans who watch our 3 shows, you know who we're talking about.
I'm that guy.
Yeah.
I always hate when people are like, I'm like, what's up, man? What are you doing? They're like, oh, I'm hanging out with Rick. And I'm like, oh, yeah, Rick. Like, I know Rick. No, I don't.
At least give his show a shout out while you're talking about him.
So Jason Delgado from the Pops and Shots podcast. And also shout out to Mickey. He's in the chat. Also from the Pops and Shots podcast.
Appreciate you watching.
He was telling me that the top 1% of the top 1% make it to the NFL in
that's not
college.
true.
That's not true.
I didn't want to call him out, but that's not true.
Oh, I mean, I haven't looked it up, and it's just been.
Yeah, I looked it up.
Okay. Yeah. Well, so what's the real?
It's 4%.
Top 4%.
Yeah, of college athletes.
The top 4% of college athletes.
Right.
Okay.
So that's okay. It's all big. I mean, it's a very small sample size because you got to think about this. Number one, you got to win the genetic lottery, and if you don't, you have to work. You gotta work it all out, all of it. And here's the next part: you could be 5'9", you could be 5'10", you could be 5'5", but your name better be, who we talking about? Wes, who was the running back from Philadelphia? I know Maurice Jones-Drew was one.
You talking about what's his name?
I can't think of
returner for a long time. I can't think of his name
and then
either.
he went to San Diego. I can't think of his name either. Shows how
dude. I think he went to Kansas State, didn't he?
Yeah, well, speaking of Kansas State, they got a really hot running back right now. Shout out to Deuce Vaughn, formerly of Round Rock Cedar Ridge. Pro Football Focus, one of their analysts ranked him the #1 college football running back in the nation. So just want to give a little quick shout out to college football, Cedar Ridge, K-State. Why don't guys like that go to Texas?
I don't know.
Why are there top ESPN 300 athletes not going to Texas who are coming from Manor? How come there's kids from LBJ going to Clemson? Why is there quarterbacks from Westlake going to Clemson? Why are there offensive linemen going from Westlake to Indiana?
Because they probably feel like they got a better chance to go to NFL if they go to.
There you go. That's 100% right. That's 100% right, Wes. Right now, at this point in time.
We got a comment over here in the chat.
Who's it from first?
Brandon Lee Leos. He says, week later and Arkansas still trash.
Oh, okay. Trying to stir the pot. Next time, we'll just go ahead and see if he'll go ahead and say your team, Brandon. We appreciate it. Your favorite college
Let's
football
go, Brandon.
I hate that. I don't like that. I don't like that. That's funny.
He's a Cowboys fan.
No. We're talking about college football. He talked about Arkansas, so we got to come on, apples to apples here.
I just got to throw that out there. I just got to throw that out there.
He's probably it doesn't matter.
He's probably
it doesn't matter, Wes. That's why my point. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
I didn't want to do that. So speaking of Dewey, he was in Jackson State this past weekend, having a I guess they're like exposure camps for the XFL, and his former wife and business partner was there as well. And so they were having a workout, and, I think it's great marketing. I think it's excellent. It's timed for exposure for HBCUs. And for all those people who think I'm just new to the game, I've been in the game. Thank you very much. Shout out Coach Prime since day one. Ever since Coach Prime signed with Jackson State, I was with Jackson State. Ride or die. They're my HBCU.
Why is that? You just followed them over there?
Because Prime's a winner.
Okay.
Prime wins. Coach Prime, I ain't going to say it no more. Put some respect on his name.
You talking about Dion?
Dion Prime Time Sanders. Coach Dion Prime Time Sanders.
Hey, if you're watching, what's up, Dion?
Shout out. What's up,
you're
Coach?
not supposed to call him Dion. Is that the joke?
I don't know. It could be. It could be that smart one that's right there with the Neil deGrasse Tyson shirt on. It could be.
By the way, Brandon said he's a Longhorn.
All right, hook him.
Yeah,
Shout out.
I could tell by his bitterness.
Old Southwest Conference rivals over there. All right. I wonder if he knows about Southwest Conference. I know Wes does. He's old enough to know. Don't want to pick on him too much.
But it's funny that, when was the last time Texas had it seems like they should every year have a great quarterback.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm just saying. I mean, where a lot of the NFL quarterbacks, where they come from?
The state of Texas.
Yeah, the state of Texas.
That's right. I'm gonna move on from Texas because they don't need any more free advertisement. But what I want to know, Wes, is what you rocking on the shirt tonight? Who's on the shirt? Look at James over here getting click happy.
Whitney Houston.
Shout out Whitney. All right, that's pre Bobby Brown or post Bobby Brown?
Looks like
I don't know.
looks
That
like Deering.
You know, no. You know what that looks like? That looks like Kevin Costner, Whitney Houston, right there. Shout out Kevin Costner. Hey man, that's a flick right there. They had something right there. You saw it, right, Wes? You could see it in Kevin's eyes. The way he carried Whitney out of that. I know it's a movie and everything. I understand, but
Kevin Costner, he's one of the all-time greats.
Hey, listen, man, it's like look, man, it's like Tony Montana said. The eyes, Chico, they never lie.
I'll save it for off the rails. I was gonna ask y'all a question, but I'll save it for off the rails.
All right, over here.
Just gotta take my notes.
Take the notes.
Take the notes.
Getting text
Are
messages.
you a note taker?
Me?
Yeah.
Depends on what I'm doing.
Okay.
If it's something I've never done before, yes. If it's something I've done a couple of times, then no. Like if we're going to it, if it's a meeting I know nothing about, I know nothing on the topics, taking pen and paper. If I know what the topics are, I ain't taking it.
I just have a horrible memory, so I find it easy to.
I know.
I find it easy to just be like, and I'll even write myself notes sometimes, and then I'll be like, "What does this mean?" And then I'm like,
That's why you need to type your notes.
Okay.
It's because I
always
can't
write
read
mine, then I forget them.
I can't write. So what you're telling me, you need an assistant? Is that what you're telling me? You need an admin assistant?
I wouldn't mind that.
No, I think we all would.
I wouldn't mind that.
I think we all. Anybody out there needing a job? Not right now. Maybe in the future.
For free.
Yeah.
Anybody want to work for free?
Oh, here we go.
Contact this guy.
Here we go. Wes, go ahead. Drop your line for me. Drop your line.
Oh, what? This guy.
Hey,
I don't know what my line is.
here you go. That's your line. We need to get a shirt. Let us
can't call me out.
Let us know in the comments, whoever's watching, if you would buy a shirt with Wes's line on it. Here you go, just across the chest. Here you go, and we'll put an exclamation point, and we'll put a silhouette of Wes's face on it.
There you go.
Here you go.
Yeah.
God, dog.
Man.
I have the perfect image for his face too.
Ooh, which one?
Uh-oh.
I'll say
It's that one right there.
Hey, you.
There it is, right there. There it is. There it is. There it is. There it is. Yeah, you're right, Jack.
I gotta start with me. Y'all don't do anything around here,
Oh, I do plenty.
especially James.
I do a lot of stuff, but one thing I do not do is curse.
Not yet. We haven't got to Green Bay yet.
I'm a new man.
Man.
You are full of. I want to say a certain word in Spanish, but I'm not going to say it because I don't want to
Is
get.
that why you've been so quiet today, James?
Nah.
He's more talkative on topics that he's usually not as familiar with, but that tells me he's been doing some homework. So
Maybe.
proud of Hercules. All right. All right, guys, 8:23. Let's get into a break and come back. Maybe we'll get off the rails. Maybe talk about some topics not as football friendly, but hey, there's a home run derby going on tonight, right?
Yeah.
Wes, what's it looking like right now?
Look like, I guess Pujols is probably out. I don't know. The guy that started off from Seattle was killing it at the beginning. But looked like Pujols just went, and I guess everybody's kind of I'm guessing they're thinking it's going to be the last time he does it, so they're kind of giving him
Oh, they're giving him
a lot of love,
special
but I don't
treatment.
think he's moving on.
All right, guys, give us 5. We'll be back. We'll get into the mix. It may get a little dicey when we come back, just so y'all know. Maybe.
fall asleep.
I was waiting for y'all to see where y'all at.
We're coming back right now.
Nobody was talking to me. I gotta relax.
We're letting the music play.
Oh, I can't hear it.
Welcome back, everybody. It is Madden time. Y'all surprised about the new Madden ratings? Got the 99s out there. Are you bummed, Producer James? Are you bummed that Devontae Adams, aka Tay, aka Vaughn, are you bummed that he's now 99 and he's in Oakland?
First of all, I'm bummed that he is no longer with the Green Bay Packers. So,
what was that day like for you? Like, we didn't really cover it. We didn't really touch that much on it. Wes is having a field day over here. I don't need you two getting into a little spitty spat.
no, he's muted. No, I'm just kidding.
I was like, is he? No, he's not. Wes, you're not muted. But I do want to know, like, what was that day like for you? Was it like a transition? Was it like when Brett Favre went to who did he go to? The Jets first? Was it like
Yes,
that?
to the Jets. No, it wasn't like that, man. It was. I mean, it was a shock, definitely, and I was like, "What the fuck?" But I had kind of like,
There it is.
Ah!
I had kind of,
I told you I'd get him.
I had kind of like,
I'm a changed man. Okay, Bill Clinton.
Lord, forgive me of my sins.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Where's Dave Chappelle?
Yeah, I did not have sexual relations.
Not bad.
So man, it wasn't. It was. I was obviously surprised, but I've since moved on.
And this is Devontae, right?
It's a reality now. Yeah, and moves on. Been a fan of sports too long to be surprised at stuff like this. From Kawhi Leonard leaving the Spurs to, Brett Favre
Yeah.
going to Jets and then eventually Minnesota.
Was it
Yeah.
was it something tough because Jordy Nelson did the same thing?
Well, apparently they wouldn't pay Jordy.
Yeah, which I think is just outlandish.
Yeah.
I just thought that was. I think Jordy could still play now. To be honest, if Randall's playing, I mean, come on. If Randall Cobb is playing football for the Green Bay Packers, why can't Jordy Nelson be? I'm getting a pause.
What's the camera?
What's wrong with the camera?
Said it got too hot. Hang on.
Pause on the scene.
Wes taking the show.
Pause.
Pause. Oh, I'm frozen. Oh, okay. So Wes, go ahead. You're on. It's the Wes show right now.
Oh, so yeah, look like Pujols is in a overtime, or he's in a hit off against Schwarber from the Phillies. So trying to make his last home run derby meaningful.
Okay.
Oh, Pujols, Pujols got to be like 38.
I don't know.
No. But man, he hit some home runs, dude.
Albert Pujols is 42 years old.
40. Oh, wow.
Yeah. So he's quite a bit old. Do we need to go to break and come back? Producer James earning his keep. All this dead air. Wes, what's up, man?
Yeah. So I was the Rangers are going into pitching. They went after some good pitchers. They went after a pitcher for Vanderbilt. He got drafted last year, but the Mets didn't sign him. So he came back again this year, and the Rangers are going to take a chance on him.
Guess who's back?
And then they also went after a pitcher for the number one high school pitcher. Hey, man, I got to talk about my Rangers.
Baseball. What a snooze fest. Do we have any baseball fans out there? If you're in the comments, let us know, because Wes is like, he's got the trifecta Next
I'm a
thing,
sports fan.
next thing you know, you're gonna tell me you like hockey.
We've already went over this. I do.
I know you do. That's why I just wanted to see what your reaction would be.
Yeah.
Over here, just
Whatever, man. Hey, if they had the World Cup, I'd watch that. I'll
okay.
get in
Speaking of the
FIFA.
World Cup, are you really? Hey, you watch yourself, sir. Are you really gonna be into the World Cup as you claim right now?
Yeah, I mean, especially because the U.S. is supposed to make it this year, right?
Thank God they
Last
did.
time they didn't make it,
They
right?
didn't qualify 4 years ago. Thank God they did this year.
But yeah, so I mean, it's you got to get into it, man. I'm a sports fan. I'll even watch some golf when it comes down to like a big playoff.
Did you watch
But,
the
I
Open
mean,
this
that-
past weekend?
No, because to me it wasn't it's really died off since Tiger's not in.
Well, because
You
Tiger's 50 years old. That's why.
Oh, it's because and all the accidents and whatever. But I'm just saying, it kind
Spreading
of
the seed.
Said he started crying.
loses its luster when
This may be his
Tiger's not
last
around
one.
in it.
Yeah, it's definitely going to lose a lot of appeal just because of the diversity that Tiger was able to kind of bring to golf. But that's another snooze fest for a lot of people, especially golf. But man, I'm really looking forward to the World Cup. The only problem with that is it's going to be in the middle of football season, which is going to be a pain in the ass. And I just don't understand how that's going to work. And then the other part of this, these games are going to be like at 1 a.m, 4 a.m. Who's waking up? You better set your DVR and watch it that way, and don't look at your
I
phone.
will. Dude,
Yeah,
I always
but-
do that for the Olympics. Like when you have the
snooze.
Olympics, especially the Winter Olympics,
Yeah.
stuff like that. I just put it on at night, man, and kind of
Fell asleep.
watch it by osmosis, what it's called or whatever. But it's always interesting seeing the weird stuff they do, especially in the Winter Olympics.
The
Just
only
weird
the
stuff.
only Winter Olympics I'm down with is curling. Because that strikes me as a game. It's kind of like shuffleboard, but on ice. And I could totally see people getting hammered trying to throw this hammer while people are sweeping to move this rock. Just saying, you get hammered on throwing a hammer. Sounds like a good time.
That's kind of dangerous. Do y'all have a favorite team in the World Cup other than
Bro, the Americans.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's
The
obvious
American
answer.
Outlaws.
Well, I know people that are like
USM, the United States World National Team. That's not probably how it goes, but dude, America,
like
bro.
the USMNT.
America, bro, America.
I guess what he's trying to say is
We
he's
know.
talking about teams that are you got people out there that are just like Ronaldo fans or they're Messier fans or whatever. Or do they just go for that country
So
instead of
who?
going for the U.S. because usually the U.S. is not in it.
So if you're gonna ask me who am I gonna pick when the Americans lose, probably I'm probably gonna go with Spain if they're still in it. Yeah, Spain. I think Mexico is gonna get dropped, but it just depends. You kind of get a favorite. It's kind of like March Madness. Like you find a darling team that you like, you identify with. And you're like, I'm riding with them because I think they're gonna do it. And then when they lose, you kind of like, oh, bum. You get bummed out. So it's kind of like March Madness. That because this tournament only comes every 4 years. I know everybody in the chat, snooze fest. Yeah, okay, whatever. But at the same time, this is big because this is America. This is like Americans are not gonna, dude. If they win, West, right? If they win, it is going to be it's going to be huge because they're never competitive. Not on the world stage. Not on the world stage. So it'll be, if they get close, like if they get to what is going on, I think, okay, we need to talk about that after the show. We need to, Wes, you may get dropped here in a little bit. Just heads up. It's not your fault. It's my fault. But yeah, I think the World Cup's going to be a fun time. But we'll do it during the break. We ain't going to worry about that. We'll probably take a break here in like 7 minutes and then get to it. But yeah, look at the teams. I'll show you the teams. There's a table, and then I think it's double elimination.
What for the
World Cup?
No, they do they do the pool round, and then I think they go to the knockout rounds or something like that.
So it's double elimination. But it'll be. I think it's gonna be fun. I'm excited for it because the Americans didn't get to do it 2018. Highly bummed. And the thing about it too is like the world hates the Americans. The world, all the officials, they hate us. They hate. And that's the thing about it. Like whenever we like, if we were to go somewhere, they wouldn't call us like what our heritage is. They would be like, "Oh, y'all are Americans." Yeah. There ain't no such thing as like identity in the outside of the United States. They're like, "Oh, you're from America? Yeah, we hate y'all. I don't care what you look like." Yeah, because they're Americans. Kiss my ass. Okay.
That's sad, man. You should get to know me before you judge me that way.
It's fine. Okay. Got 2 words for you. DX style. I want to though, real bad. Y'all know what those words are. Everybody, I bet you like 4 people just said.
Yeah.
Probably. We should get the theme music. Mickey's probably singing it right now. Shout out, Mickey. Appreciate you watching, bro. Anything else before we get a break and reset Wes's clock? Did I said we set? I meant reset. Wes, when I say your name, Wes, I put W's on the next word afterward. Like I said, Wes's we set. We said reset Wes's clock. What are you, 6, Paul? You're talking like you're a toddler?
And doing the suck it.
I didn't say that. You said that. I just
We know what
insinuated
you meant. Come on, man.
Yes, you know.
Dude, and you wonder why people always think you look baked.
Well, I haven't looked like that yet this week. I've noticed a few things that I haven't been looking like that in a while, and I don't do drugs, folks. I've never done anything. I've never done phytomedicines. Yeah. I have a drink here and there, nothing like that. No, I want to avoid certain words so YouTube doesn't put us where we don't want where we don't need to be.
Brandon said,
"Stay away from drugs."
Brandon said, "Wes is too old. He can't reset that clock." Damn,
bro, he's hard on that Arkansas bit, bro. All I gotta say is, Brandon, if Texas loses during the season, Brandon probably ain't gonna be watching. I'm sorry.
Who is Brandon?
That's right. That's exactly right. That's what I figured Wes would say.
Keep bumping your gums, Brandon.
You're going to get him fired up here in about 2 or 3 seconds. Look at Wes letting the fans affect him.
Let me find out something about Brandon.
Well, let me put it this way. If you do find out something about him, you know who to blame. Brandon.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm just going to leave it like that. I should probably say that guy over there, if we're on the 3 screen. Yeah. On the other side.
Speaking of sports, did anybody watch Wimbledon?
Crickets.
Huh?
No, bro. No.
Yeah, I'll watch when it gets to the finals.
You must be desperate, my guy. There's no sports going on.
There's nothing else on.
Exactly.
What else am I supposed to watch?
You need to start doing your fantasy football homework. You need to start watching old games that NFL Network is putting on to pass the time. If you ain't going to do that, go watch highlights. Go watch spring games. Find something. Listen, bro, Wimbledon ain't going to cut it. It ain't going to satisfy you. Wimbledon is tofu, and you need a steak, my guy. You need a triple cheeseburger from your best hamburger joint, and you need to get satisfied so you can be satiated to come on this show and spit flat nonsense.
You know what you need to do? You need to be
watching sports.
You need to be a good member of your community and go hang out with your neighbor.
Man, you need to stop with that. Leave that alone.
I'm just saying, dude.
I know she watching, dude. So you gotta watch out, man.
You saying she's trifling on you or what?
I'm just saying she watching, so she knows when I speak bad about her.
She's probably upstairs. She got a stethoscope down there, all wrapped around, going down.
But I'm just saying, dude. I watched the NBA Summer League.
Yeah, see, that's good. That's good right there.
Hey, Carla said you need some meat, Wes.
A what?
Carla, she said you need some meat.
I need some meat.
Yeah, you need some meat, Wes.
You need some high quality lean protein, my guy.
What?
You said it.
Nah, I need to lose some weight.
We said meat, protein. Say nothing about no fat. I need to do that. I need to, son.
Oh, I don't know.
All right, guys. I don't know. 45 minutes after the hour. Let's get into a quick break. We got to reset Wes's clock. But until then, stay back. When we get back here, we will be off the rails, as they say. It's going to get funky. Just so y'all know. I want to stick around.
So what is there? There's a clock on my.
Welcome back, everybody. Let's go ahead and get into it. Off the rails times. Had to get Wes back up in his interview position, interview mode. Wes, why don't you tell the people what it was like the first time you came on the show? Do you remember when that was?
Ooh. I think I actually did the show from the Reveille on the Boulevard.
From Reverie on Boulevard, that's right.
Does that work?
We talked about.
It used to be.
Sorry, I remember that.
Did we talk about Arkansas and March Madness, or did we talk about, was it about the
It was the draft.
Draft was about the Cowboys draft. So I guess that was about a year ago, huh?
A little over a year ago.
Yeah. Yeah, it was different. I was very nervous. I could start to hear my voice. Still don't like the sound of my voice, but it's just weird hearing it
Why not?
for the first time. I don't know. I just
For the
never heard
first
my
time.
voice
Yeah.
before. I never listened to my voice, and then I heard it, and I was like, "Man, who is that dude?"
How you think women feel when you're in their ear?
Come here, little mama. Let me just
Work that shit.
And
Did you
here
ever do
go.
that? There it is. Hey, Wes, was it ever like that when you back in your old stomping days when you were on that famous street in Austin? When the Yin Yang
talking
team,
to women?
when the Yin Yang
Whispering?
teams came out, yeah.
I couldn't tell you. That's why I definitely could have been one of those
Couldn't
kids
tell
that at a young age getting all that money. I was a terror. There's a reason they call me Big Nasty.
He's all
I was
proud of
just
it,
all
too.
over the place.
I'm just gonna call you. That's Wes's call sign. Wes Big Nasty, Washington.
Did you have like a tagline or something like that?
Here you go.
Yeah. Hey Wes, there you go.
There you go.
Oh man, y'all are something else.
Come on, man.
But-
It's all right. Show people your. I see you trying to show people your good side right now. I see that.
Oh, I just
He has one.
man, like I said, man, it was a long weekend, so I'm not fully invested like I was Thursday.
So
Drained.
I'm making it happen. Also, I have to watch myself now. I've already been warned that I can't do certain things, so I have to. I'm thinking, I'm finding where I can go, what I can do. So because I don't want James yelling at me anymore. He gets angry, and I make short jokes. And I try not to make any more short jokes, because there's short people out there, man. And, they're just trying to live their life, and I know it's difficult for them, especially like in crowds and things like that.
concerts,
I'd be so nervous.
Concerts for sure.
Oh yeah, we in a big concert and like you're so short, like all you see are the backs of people. Oh man, that'd make me nervous.
But that's why when you're a baller like James, you get VIP.
Yeah. So you
James
get above the crowd.
James gets above the crowd.
There you go.
James gets taken to certain venues that they're like it's an exclusive, like you can't get to them.
Wes over
Does he
here
get
bragging
a
because
short-
it's tall, but in reality he's over here walking around like Greg Oden with busted up knees and a bad back.
I did feel
So
sorry
I'm
for
saying,
I did feel sorry for Greg Odom that one time when he was on that campus, probably Oregon State or whatever campus. Oh, it was Ohio State. That's where he played. And that little old lady asked him if he played basketball. And he was like, I used to.
How many times do you get that, Wes? You play basketball or football, young man?
yeah, I get that every day, at least once.
No, you don't.
Okay,
Every day, though? Every day.
every day, dude. Most of the time, I don't get it. Now, I don't get basketball. I get more football.
Yeah,
Like,
because you a big dude.
did you play for the Cowboys? Oh, I think I played for the Cowboys. You think I'd be pumping my own gas? I guess I would.
You would.
Anyway,
Wes, are you cheap? Like, are you you like to save money?
nah, I'm horrible with money.
Okay.
I'm horrible with it, especially right now, man. The gas is flying out the window. I need to stop going places.
Yeah.
It's,
May want to stay home a little
It's
bit.
gone down a little bit.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
You can afford gas?
I have to.
That's not what I asked you.
I have to.
Okay. All right.
It's better than what it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
It's definitely cheaper to fly.
All right. Well, this riveting political banter. We need to move on to something different.
I
Listen,
didn't point
bro.
to the reason or
Listen, bro.
anything for
Listen.
anything like
Listen.
that. I didn't put no blame towards nobody or
Listen.
nothing like that.
The rent is too high. The gas is too high. The
agree.
food is too high.
Everything is too high.
It's all too
I
high.
agree.
It's higher than Bob Marley at a Jamaican fest.
Hey, the temperature's too damn high
The
too.
temperature is too damn
yeah,
high.
too.
Yeah.
Man,
I'm just
dude,
saying.
it's ridiculous.
If you're watching this
Oh,
at
yeah.
a later date, it is the middle of July and it's 105 degrees outside in Texas.
At almost
Yes.
9:00.
For real.
Dude, and my electricity bill. Ugh.
I don't even want to look at mine. I can look at it, but I don't want to. I'm kind of scared.
Yeah.
It's like that bill, you've been avoiding. You ain't want to pay that bill, and it's like, look, you're gonna pay this bill. We're gonna cut off your power. That's what it's like.
Seems like it's coming like every 2 weeks though now. And I mean, it just
That's just because you travel so much. You just a baller. You can just go.
No, I can't. No, man, I gotta sit down. I ain't going nowhere.
Stay your ass home.
Yeah.
All right, fellas. Anything y'all been getting into? Anything y'all want to besides the gas? I mean, I don't care. We can talk about the gas. I just got gas.
I had a question.
Yes, the question. You wrote it down?
No, I just remembered it.
Oh, okay, good. I mean, you're talking about taking notes.
What's your favorite Kevin Costner film?
Wes, what's your favorite Kevin Costner film?
Tin Cup.
That's a good one. Damn, that's a good one, Wes. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Who else is in that?
It's Renee. Was it Renee Russo?
Rene Russo,
Is
yeah.
that her name? Yeah, Renee Russo. The Cheech Marin.
Cheech Marin.
Okay. Cheech Marin.
And then did I say it wrong? And then
Yes.
what you call it? What's his name from Miami Vice? Why am I drawing a blank?
Bridges.
Don Johnson.
Don Johnson.
Don Johnson.
He's he's the protagonist, right?
Yeah. You know, Don Johnson's good at that. He was good at it in a few movies and things like that. But my mom used to watch him and Cheech Marin on
Marin.
no Nash Bridges.
Yeah, Nash Bridges. It's Cheech Marin, bro. Just heads up.
Man, dude,
Here you go.
You know who I'm talking about, right?
Yes. I'm talking about Cheech and Chong. That's what you're talking about, Cheech and Chong.
Man, yeah. That's what I know. You know who I'm talking about.
I know. I'm messing with you.
Yeah.
I wanted to see if you would try to pronounce it that way, just to see. Try to say it, Marin.
Marin.
There you go. It's not bad. Not bad. I think it's because there's another word that starts like that, Mari, that has another word that you're familiar with. But I'm just saying. Oh, now y'all want to get quiet?
Whoa.
What is
now,
this?
now y'all want to get
Rosetta Stone, Paul Rodriguez edition.
Maria, bro, like from not 3 Doors Down.
Maria.
Yeah, what's that band he was in?
Uh,
Yeah, I don't know. If you know in the comments, let us know. I just know Santana was on it. Anyways, Maria.
You talking about Maria?
Yeah.
That was Santana, and then
Yeah,
I think
who's the other guy?
Wyclef?
Maybe.
Was it Wyclef? No.
No, Wycliffe.
Was
There
it
may
the
be
dude from Matchbox 20?
Matchbox 20. There you go.
Rob Thomas?
Yeah, that guy's name. We already found it, James. It's okay.
wasn't that part of like, because it says featured artist, the product G and B that was on the album Supernatural. That was the one, because I think the other one was like a remix to it, like the radio version with that dude.
It's a remix.
Rob Thomas, yeah. But the original one was, it says the product, featured artist, the product GMB.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Could be. We'll have to look that up after the show.
Yeah, I have that little music video right here.
Yeah, we'll look at that when we get back. Anything? Oh, so here's my favorite. Do you have one, James?
What?
Kevin Costner?
I got to go with the Waterworld, obviously.
Ooh, son, you think you took mine. I do like that. But since you took Waterworld,
I also like the Postmaster.
I'm going to say The Bodyguard.
Okay.
I'm going to say that. But Dances with Wolves is a classic. It's just so long. But it's a movie. It's a flick. It's an epic. It's an epic. Let's put it that way. It's figuratively and literally.
I haven't seen a few of those.
You know what I remember? This is gonna be a fat boy moment. I remember Dances with Wolves so vividly because I ate mint chocolate chip ice cream in the middle of it.
Holy
I told you it was gonna be a Fat Boy moment. Yeah, I don't know. It's like
For what, the first time or just
the very first time I watched it, it was like my folks had rented it, and I'm like, I'm gonna watch Dances with Wolves because it would do that. And this is like when you're a kid, you're like 8-year-old, 9-year-olds, right, in the middle of the night. I'm watch Dances with Wolves when my parents are asleep. Did you kill my mouse?
what else did you watch while your parents were asleep?
Nick at Nights. Yeah, Nick at Nights mainly.
Skinamax.
Dude, I'm 8, bro. We're not there yet. You're just. What are you doing with your computer?
I mean, the mouse shut off.
If you don't listen, with that mouse, if you don't move it every so much, it'll go to sleep. You have to wake it up, like your computer.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you got to give it a little time, give it a little sauce. But yeah, I think mine's The Bodyguard. Wes doesn't give a shit.
My second would probably be it's Bull Durham for sure.
Bull Durham, just straight sports, huh? Just sports for you.
I mean, I don't know if I've seen a lot of Kevin Costner's films outside of the sports ones.
Okay, here's a question. Here's a question. What's your favorite football themed movie?
Football?
Yeah.
Man, I'm not the football thing ones haven't been
What?
that good for me.
What?
I mean, football?
Yeah.
It's got to be Wildcats with Goldie Hawn.
That's a
Wesley
good one.
Snipes, Woody Harrelson.
That's a damn good one. Yeah.
Dude, that one's a hilarious. That's one of my favorite. That's my favorite.
James, you know
Because
that
I
one?
remember
I do not.
Bro, we're gonna get you some homework. That's a good flick. Goldie Hawn, she looker in that movie too.
Wildcats. Yeah, no, it had some good people in there. Like I said, it was Wesley Snipes, Woody Harrelson.
It's a brother movie.
There's some other people.
Well,
in
like
there.
Any Given Sunday. It's one of my favorites.
That's not a brother movie.
No, but I'm just saying football.
But I think that's what people would go to. Any Given Sunday, Remember the Titans, We Are Marshall. That's what people would go to.
I like Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump's dope. But my favorite football movie is Necessary Roughness. With Sinbad. With
that's a good one.
That's a flick right there. And when I played ball, I was defensive lineman. Sinbad was defensive lineman. Bro, whenever he came out that line, he goes, "Me and you gonna party." Bro, with the offensive lineman I knew I could whip, that's what we talked about. When I whipped you, I talked about it. I talked a lot of shit whenever I played. I was gonna let you know you sucked. And if you sucked, I was gonna let you know. And if you was holding, I was gonna let you know.
I'm just not a Sinbad fan.
Bro, Sinbad. What's that movie with him? Oh God.
Who else is in it?
I can't think off the top of my head. But dude, Sinbad had some classics in the 90s. The one with him and Schwarzenegger?
Jingle All the Way.
Jingle All the Way.
I do like that one.
That's a flick, bro.
I like him in that movie.
Yeah, you like Sinbad.
I don't like Sinbad.
You just don't like his stand-up. His stand-up ain't that great. I gotta admit. Because he's a clean act, I think. I could be wrong.
Yeah, that's probably why he doesn't like it.
Yeah.
James doesn't like a clean act.
It ain't like an MF for every other word. Like
I like what I like. I like what I like.
Cat Williams and Eddie Griffin.
Bill Burr.
Nah, Bill Burr.
Yeah.
Bill Burr.
What was it? Tucker went clean.
Because he's white.
No, because Bill Burr talked too much shit. That's why.
Isn't that what they all do?
It gets old. No, Joe Rogan don't talk no shit in his act. Rogan tells stories and he's like, that's a crazy ass story.
Bill Burr tells stories.
Bill Burr tells stories about like bullshit. Like,
They're like everyday shit. They're like, you do it. Like, hey, I was driving down the road and this fucking idiot cut me off. He's like, hey, you know what? I was driving down the fucking county courthouse the other day and there was these people that were standing there. They didn't know if they wanted to fucking go or they wanted to fucking stay on the cut.
This is what I'll give Bill. I'll give Bill Burr this. He is sharp. He is quick. Like he can. You talk shit to him, you better get prepared.
Yeah,
because he's coming back with it 10 times. I'll give him props on that. But other than that, I'm like, bro, stand up kind of dry. Just
How
gonna say.
dare you, dude?
No.
He's one of my favorite comedians.
He's a great comedian.
I went to
but
go see him in San Antonio.
That's
a few
good
years
for
back.
you. I hope you ate it up. But for me,
I'm
just
them old school comedians.
Like
dude.
Tom
Like
Segura?
like
What's up?
Like the Red Fox and
yeah.
Eddie Murphy, Richard Pryor.
Richard
those
Pryor.
old school comedians.
Like Tom Segura.
I hate Tom Segura.
Oh, dude.
I hate Tom Segura.
We're
I hate
done.
Tom Segura.
We're done.
You listen to me real quick, sir. I don't like Tom Segura, the comedian. I like Tom Segura, the podcaster, because him on any podcast is hilarious. I just rewatched. Getting all saliva. You get me hot. I rewatched when 2 years ago when it was Rogan, Kreischer, Segura, and Shafir. When Ari popped, or when Ari drugged Bert, and they like rehashed it, and Tom is just like, "You're a horrible human," to telling Ari. I'm like, "Yeah, dude." And if y'all don't know this reference, YouTube. Don't leave the show yet, but after the show's over, go YouTube. Ari Shafir dosing Bert Kreischer. It's hilarious.
I think after you saying you don't like Bill Burr and Tom Segura, we lost all our viewers.
Good. I don't care. I do care, but I don't like them as comedians. Like I've seen Bill Burr on podcasts, on shows. I like him there, but his stand up, it just don't do it for me. I don't know what it is.
Fair enough.
Oh God, here you go.
Fair enough.
Wes, what about you, man? Do you know who these comedians he's talking about are?
I know who Bill Burr is. I've seen him in quite a few of the shows that I like to watch. But as for like his stand up, I really haven't heard it. A lot of time when I listen to stand up, I'll kind of put it on Pandora, and they just kind of like go to different people's act. So sometimes I don't even know who's telling the jokes. I just kind of hear it. So I need to figure that out. But I heard Bill Burr, and like I said, I liked him in shows. I like him more as an actor. A lot of these comedians I like better as an actor than I do as them in doing the actual stand up, you know. But I like Kevin Hart.
That's like saying you like
of course,
cheeseburgers.
Chappelle.
Yeah,
It's like saying you like The Rock.
fuck Dewey.
I'm old school. Like my all-time favorite stand-ups are definitely Raw and Delirious. They were
Eddie Murphy. That's a different Eddie. That ain't the same Eddie as today.
Yeah, so that was, especially me and my best friend, man. We listened to those dudes and like we knew every single line. It was kind of ridiculous, but I don't know, man. Like I said, those stand-ups, they were just different, just because he was telling the story of his life, dude, and it was just hilarious.
What about Gary Owen? You like Gary Owen?
That's the goofy white dude, right?
Yeah, but his
he hangs out with a lot of the brothers though.
No, he
just
likes
like no.
He just
It seems like though, like he's the white dude in the brother movie a lot because he's in Cube's. He's in one with Cube, with Kevin Hart and Cube, where Cube's the police officer and
21 Jump Street.
No, and Kevin Hart becomes like his little. I can't think of it. Anyway, but Gary Owen's in. I think he Think Like a Man.
Think Like a Man.
It's a movie.
Yeah. Think Like a Man.
Okay, Steve Harvey.
Like Steve Harvey?
I love Steve Harvey.
Me too.
Yeah.
Honestly, I do.
You like
Bernie was man.
Bro, Mac, bro, that's like Patrice O'Neal. Them dudes, different humans. Mac, Patrice, different humans.
Wes, you sound like you like Bill Cosby.
And I mean, Bill was definitely like the first comedian I could actually listen to.
You don't like Bill Cosby?
I think in first grade, our teacher would play the albums while we sleep, take a nap. But I mean, we all know Bill did what Bill did. I mean, it's kind of like, you can't really. I'm not gonna hate on the Cosby Show, dude. I love the Cosby Show.
Wes, you think those women knew he was married?
Dude, I don't really want to touch any subject. I'm not gonna touch R. Kelly's subject because R. Kelly was messed up. Now I'm hearing what's his name? Ricky Martin. I'm hearing some things about him. It's like, man, but I
Hey
mean, I'm
man,
not
yeah,
even a
he's
Ricky
just
Martin
living La
fan,
Vida
so.
Loca, bro. He's just living La Vida Loca.
But Mike. Everybody was always suspecting Mike and all that kind of stuff. But dude, I mean, how can you go against Mike's music though? It was just so great, man. Like when you're talking about Beat It, the Thriller, but when they made the video, it was just an epic thing in history. So I it's hard for me to deal with these celebrities and what they do after they make greatness, you know?
Cosby? No, not a fan.
Not a fan of Cosby at all.
Well, first of all, I'm too like it's his time when he was like popping and all of that was like before my time, you know.
But you didn't grow up watching the reruns of the Bill Cosby show.
I saw him, but I was just like, not interested.
You thought it was corny.
Just wasn't interested. I was like, boring.
What would you watch instead?
I don't know at the time, like fucking cartoons.
That's three.
Huh?
That's three.
And
He had great. He had some cartoons. So I mean, he had Little Bill, and he also had the Fat Albert show. So I mean,
yeah.
he had. For me, he had a lot of stuff that I just grew up with. I mean, even like I remember watching this movies, Bustin' Loose, and he had some other ones. Yeah, I get it, man. I'm old, dude.
Nah, that's an inside joke. You don't know that one.
Oh,
Not yet.
I don't know. My bad.
Well, I was gonna
Anyway.
show you when you came to Lockhart, but you never came. Lockhart legend, you got to meet.
I don't know about that. You gotta
You know,
meet.
you have to let
gotta meet.
it
Yes.
go, bro.
You gotta meet. Yes.
I missed it, man. It was. I was down to go Tuesday. Other things happened. Sorry.
Hey, you think James? This is for James. James, you think once he sizes up Wes, what you think he gonna say? I think he's gonna get scared.
I'm gonna make sure my microphone's running.
I think he's gonna get scared. That's what I think.
Why would he get scared? There's no reason to get scared.
All right.
Might be a little more than he can handle.
We'll talk about. We'll get you up to speed off the air.
But yeah, I
Ain't
mean,
nothing to be scared unless you put your hands on me. Then it's on.
I don't see.
You can talk all the noise you want.
Nah, just leave it right
Ain't
there.
no bump and grinding going on. That's for sure.
I don't want to get copyright strike. What were you saying, James?
just Cosby just was a little before my time, so I didn't really get
it.
a
It's too square
proper
for
look at
you.
him
I
too.
get it.
Yeah,
And then-
it is.
But like, Red Fox, man, Sanford and Son was obviously just. I don't know if you know about that, but Sanford and Son, the Jeffersons. Oh man, those dudes. That's kind of like, growing up.
Fucking dude.
In my time, we call what played in dozens, and we would just make fun of each other, man. And you couldn't have sensitive skin.
Just move it in a circle.
My sister used to light me up, bro. Like constantly, every time we had a family out and we had to be in a car for a while,
Yeah.
we would start making fun of each other, man.
She ever make
A
you
lot of
cry?
times, man. Oh yeah. And then once she saw it, she got the weakness, dude. She just would have just attacked.
For real? Like a shark just come in strong?
I know people get nervous though when they're around us because they feel like now she's put on some weight, so I make fat jokes all the time.
Oh, what a hater.
You body shame? You sorry some?
Hey, y'all gotta stop it, dude. We made fun of each other, man. That's what we did growing up.
Wes,
Dude.
I'm making a joke on today's society. Yeah.
I'm just saying I mean, I get it, dude. I gotta.
Look, man, I've been fat 90% of my life. Fat jokes don't mean shit to me.
90%.
You better.
That's it.
Oh, bro. You should, high school was where it was the 10%. I'm only 38.
Your mama so fat jokes. I mean,
Bro.
come on, man. That was.
Imagine getting made fun of in a language you don't speak, and you look like everybody else around you. Son, please.
I know, dude. The kitchen dudes, they always be talking shit to me, man.
So I
And
started.
I know, because I know they'll say something in English, and I'll say something back, and then next thing you know, they start talking to each other in Spanish and start laughing. I'm like, all right, I got something for y'all.
I would just make fun of people's stuff they couldn't control. Like if I got a little intel, something that would cut deep. Oh, bro, I cut deep. That's the thing about.
Yeah.
Somebody's not in the house.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm still with my friends. We get made fun of.
I love talking shit, dude. That's like my thing.
But I think that's why we're.
What?
I think that's why we all work, because like we all can dish it and take it.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is like some people just.
It's just jokes. Like it's just jokes. Like
No. Some of it's real.
yeah. Well, like no.
But it is a joke.
Well, like what I tell people, like I'm like, dude, like I'm just like, even if I'm like say some shit that's like really fucked up or whatever, like I'm just joking. Like I don't want you to go get hit by a car and fucking die. You know what I mean?
Depends who it is.
Yeah, true. But
Say that to somebody. That's just mean. Dude.
exactly. Like I mean, those aren't my wishes. Like I don't wish like ill will. Like I want all of my friends to like succeed and all that shit. But by like bringing them down, I'm like, hey, like let's have some. That's my idea of fun.
Right.
Let's sit around, let's crack jokes on each other, and it builds you up to not be such a,
sensitive.
yeah.
Oh yeah, you got birth defects and things like that. Like I get made fun of the gap in my teeth.
But that's like low hanging fruit.
Especially when I was in high school, I was pretty skinny. So like they used to call me Air Bones. They used to make fun of my feet because I had big long toes and stuff like that. So I mean we found your weakness, man. And the kids that didn't like it, they sat closer to the coach towards the front of the bus. Dude, if you sat at the back of the bus, you were open game. We made fun of dudes with acne problems. One dude, he had big lips. We made fun of this dude that had the big head, like his head was basically shaped like a bread box. Like,
And the world was a better place, wasn't it? The world was a better place when everybody could just take a roasting session.
But it made you like, when you came to school, you had to make sure your clothes were on point.
You better be fresh. Yep.
Can't come with your shirt wrinkled, not matching, all that kind of stuff. These kids, they don't care about matching anymore. I don't think they seem like they just throw on clothes and just walk out the door. I see dudes wearing long sleeve shirts during the summer.
Well, I've been noticing a lot of people. Jenko's fixing to make a comeback. 90s fashion, late 90s fashion is fixing to come back. That's what I see coming.
Man, I think it's more of like a look, like people that like 70s parties or 80s parties. I think I don't think it's gonna make a full comeback, but it's like I see people doing it. And I'm like, oh okay, I see what you're doing. You grew up in the 90s. That's cool, but it's not like an everyday attire type thing. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
That's
man.
how I feel like.
They brought back the mullet.
Mullet rocks. I mean, the goddamn Cameron. What's his last name? The old dude who won the Open Cup, he got a mullet and a rat stash. Dude looked like he's straight out of Luling, Texas. Just saying.
I mean, it just seemed like they're remaking everything anyway. I mean,
yeah.
Are they making any new movies? No, they're just remaking everything. They making any new shows? No, they're just remaking them. So, I mean,
they got Avatar. You fans? Are you guys fans of Avatar?
I'll watch it. I'm not anticipating it.
Yeah,
I was anticipating Top Gun, and I was satisfied. But
that's also a continuation of
right. But
I still haven't seen it.
To me, like
I was gonna take him when he came.
To me, Avatar is just like a grown-up Fern Gully.
Yeah.
That's all I see. It's like that's an adult version of Fern Gully,
which is also a classic growing up.
Yeah. 90s classic
for sure.
I never seen Fern Gully.
That's all right. It would be weird if you did.
I missed out on a whole bunch of stuff.
Fox and the Hound.
I think I seen Fox and the Hound, but I really don't remember it.
What about Indian in the Cupboard? Classic.
I think I watched more shows than I did movies because
I wanted that to be real so bad.
It was a good book. Yeah. I remember because they made us read the book. They're like, read the book and then watch the movie.
Yeah, of course, I didn't read the book. I just tried to cheat off somebody.
You ever,
I don't doubt that.
you ever watch Page Master?
Bro, no. But
Is that what Macaulay Culkin?
Yeah.
I came across it's you may be too young, but it came out right when you were born. Never Ending Story.
Yeah, I saw that.
Never Ending Story 2.
Yeah.
Never Ending Story was too long for me, dude. I
That's my
didn't get into it. I'm sorry.
It's my childhood.
I was more of a Goonie fan.
Goonies is dope.
That's
Baby
still my thing.
Ruth.
What about Lost Boys?
Lost Boys, I still gotta watch. I haven't seen that.
I like Lost Boys. My girlfriend. We were walking down the square the other day, and there was this dude. I swear he looked like a lost boy.
For real?
And I was like, look at this vampire looking dude looking like a lost boy. And she was like, huh. And I was like, you've never seen the Lost Boys, have you? And she's like, what is that? And I was like, dude.
And she's your age, right?
She was just slightly younger than me. Slightly.
Okay.
Yeah. Understandable.
Yeah.
Not grounds for
I don't know.
termination.
Apparently.
My favorite 80 movies are really more about the ones that like kind of had this something to deal with like actual life, like like the 16 Candles, the
So you were a big Roadhouse fan?
I wasn't a big Roadhouse fan.
We got Lucky in the chat. He said Wes is Googling if Chess King at Highland Mall is still open for the 90s.
Oh, here we go.
I know. I'm old. I get it, dude. I get it. But it was just, dude. I mean, the music sounds better. I still in the car. I'm listening to 80s, 90s, stuff like that. I get it. I'm old, and I'm not trying to argue it.
Wes,
Get into it?
when did you stop? When did you go from buying cassettes to CDs? What year?
Dude, it was well into my 20s, probably.
Like what year?
Had to been not. I would say well into my 20s. I'll take that back. It had to been like 2001, maybe two. I don't know.
Wow.
Because you got to remember, when did I have a CD player in my car?
I don't know. Did you?
But I got to tell you what, man. I am so glad that you don't have to carry around those CD things anymore.
Yes. I
Carry around a
remember
CD book.
I remember people had like a book, like just disc after disc after disc after disc.
Big ass wallets. I think we're about to lose Wes here in a bit.
All right,
Yeah.
gentlemen.
I had a few of them because I used to DJ.
Oh,
They're
you
all
multi-talented.
long gone.
What was your DJ name?
Big Nasty.
I don't think I had one.
DJ Bill Cosby.
DJ West.
Oh man, here I go.
I'm gonna,
Gotta be tripping, man.
all right, guys. Anything I want to leave the people with before we get out of here? All right, Wes. We appreciate you, James.
We're actually holding a barbecue chicken podcast. We're holding a NBA 2K basketball tournament this Saturday.
Okay.
I don't know if anyone's interested. Just find us on Facebook.
Can you play remote?
No.
So you got to be in person.
Unfortunately, yeah.
All right. In
Well,
person.
actually, you know what? We might be able to set up remote, but we're doing a $20 entry fee, and so $20 get in, winner take all, double elimination tournament. Yeah, that's what we're.
And
doing.
how can they find this? Where they can look? Where would they find it at? Wes just left us. Sorry, Wes.
Facebook barbecue chicken podcast. Yeah, it's got a little basketball goal with the chicken logo. Which, by the way, I'm hungry.
Let's see if we can get Wes back in real quick. All right, man. They kicked you out again. Something we'll fix. It's my fault. All right, Wes. What do you want to tell the people before we get out of here?
Oh, it's still on. Everybody, stay cool, man.
Yeah, for real.
And the heat. Watch out for the heat. Stay hydrated. Take care of yourself.
No doubt. All right, everybody. Appreciate everybody watching. Remember, love yourself, love your neighbor.
Love thy neighbor.
See y'all tomorrow.